This is James Helder for iFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym. With me, I've got the ring trainer of the year, Mr. Joe Gallagher. How are you, Joe? All right?
Cheers, not too bad, James. Thanks. Good to see you.
Good to see you, mate. I've got to say, I'm swept up in the enormity that is Big Fight Week. It's sort of everyone's here. It's real. We're actually here.
Yeah, listen, a lot was made on the media tour, and you see the way they disrespected, saying it was a joke in Manchester, and the people in Manchester took offence to that. Not everyone could get there. It was in a work hour and all that, but as you've seen the turnout today, Barry said there, you'll think it'll be like Belfast in there. Well, listen, I think they've got to be in for a shock there. How many people from Manchester's got to be in there? And listen, the kid can't even sell his allocation of tickets, so he's had to return tickets this week. So where's the big ticket seller? It's all hype, but we'll expose the hype come Saturday night.
Camp and everything, obviously the hard work's all done now. Sort of going through the motions a little bit. You always do the sort of same thing. There's a little stop and start routine that you do with your fighters for the media thing. What's the main reason for that, Joe?
It's just a workout session. Not got to give away your game plan, your tactics, and to the world like some trainers do. They get caught up by the moment. We're just here. We're just doing what we do. A few simple shots that everyone learns in boxing. There's nothing to take from there. And like I said, we're just looking forward to Saturday night. But we always have the same routine for workouts. Very much when you see Floyd and his great pad routine that he has, it's great for TV. But behind closed doors, there's a different pad sessions that does go on.
How much of a difference does it make that Scott Quigg's going to be in his own home, around his own people, around his own friends and family, the fact that he's going to be coming from his own house to the venue? Do you think that sort of home advantage plays a part, Joe? Yeah,
massive, and I think it's only dawning on them now. Obviously, Carl was booed here today. Great reception for Scott Quigg, and I think they're out of the comfort zone and not having that control. And come fight night, we're in the Manchester Arena, we're in the home corner. So you can have the left side of the posters, you can have the biggest ring you want, you can do the second ring entrance, but when the bell goes, we're in Manchester Arena and we're in the home corner. And it's them little things to detail that'll become bear fruition on Saturday night.
How confident are you that he will retain his titles in style come Saturday?
Hugely confident, always have been, always did, always wanted the fight. As Scott showed him on the gloves are off, always wanted a fight. We made him an offer of $1.5 million. We did 60-40. They never ever put one offer on the table, and when they did, when he was with Matchroom, it was £75,000. And Scott Quigg went, well, hang on a minute, we could fight for millions in years to come. And they say he's not the intelligent one, but they were willing to fight for 75 grand. So who's the intelligent one? We're fighting for millions, and we're in the home corner in Manchester Arena. So, and we didn't need to bring Al Heyman on board to make the fight neither.
Got to say, I've really enjoyed the Sky Sports coverage so far that's been on the TV this week. What was your sort of highlight of that coverage, if you like, and what have you enjoyed sort of between the fighters in the build-up?
I think over the three programmes, I think it just shows Scott Quigg. Not many people know Scott Quigg or get to know Scott Quigg because he's always not very good with press and stuff like that, but I think he's come across really well in the three programmes. People have warmed to him and understand what he is. He's just a working class kid that's dedicated himself to the life of the sport, and there's a lot of people and followers and admirers now that are messaging Scott saying, watch this, watch that, never met you before, take it back what I've said in the past, listen, go out there and win it. And I think Scott Quigg's come out of the winner on that, and everyone just knows he's just a solid kid. There's hope, no hype needed around Scott Quigg. He just does what he said on the tin. He goes in there and takes care of business.
Looking at Frampton's last performance in Texas, does that make you and your team confident, if you like, coming into this fight? Not saying you weren't confident before, but looking at his last performance, does that fill you with more enthusiasm than it would if he went out there and got a shutout win, so to speak?
No, not really. We were always confident in the fights that we've seen before. When he fought Raul, Hilaries, Avalos, Kiko, we'd seen all the errors in that. And it's not Gonzalez only watched the fight twice. Do you understand? Carl, they said he adapted and implied. He never. He got up and he still was carrying on the front foot. So you can listen into the hype and whatever they tell you, but we've done our homework and we know what we need to take care, and we've always been confident, and we're so happy that the fight's made now, because we're going to prove once and for all that I've told everyone, all the Sky pundits, there's a feeling by a lot of people there that they all think Carl will win. He isn't. Trust me, he isn't. And that's what me and Scott can't wait for afterwards.
Got to say, I'm really pleased that you got the Trainer of the Year award. I think you work very hard, very meticulous in what you do. And we only get to see a little bit of it, because obviously you don't give away all of everything you do and everything you and your team do. But credit to yourself for the way you go about your work.
Cheers, thanks, James. Listen, I was shocked when I got nominated the award, and then I was shocked to win it. I didn't believe it, and to be the first one in 90 odd years, it's a fantastic achievement. It just shows you the depth of quality coaching we have in this country. Do you understand that lots of people have had good years? Graham Everett's a very good young trainer coming through. Obviously Steve Maylett with Terry Flanagan down the road. There's some great trainers coming through. Do you understand? And they don't really get the credit that they should do. But hopefully this now sets the way, paves the way for other UK coaches down the road in years to come to get the award.
Young opposite coach in the corner, Shane McGUIGAN. What do you make of Shane McGUIGAN?
In what sense, James?
Well, in a professional sense.
Well, it's hard to judge on him. Okay, I thought he was a nutritionist a few years ago. That's what he was known as. I call him the Alex Arisa. He wormed his way into the corner with Jerry Story, and next thing they're out and he's in European champion. So he's never brought a kid through from scratch like Steve Maylett, Brendan Ingle, other fighters like that, myself. So the jury's still out. So how can you gauge him and his work? He's got David A and George Groves, but they fought two below par people last time. So the jury's still out. So Shane, they're trying awfully hard. You see it on the gloves are off and everything else. He's trying to be funny. He's talking absolutely nonsense. Do you understand? Turning around and saying top fighters don't enjoy training. Go and ask Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Marvin Hagler. They love training. So he's just, listen, he's a young kid. He's getting caught up in it and all that, and just needs to pipe down and concentrate on the fight. But they're making too much. I got asked on Sky, is Shane McGUIGAN a rising force in boxing? Like, hang on a minute, I've been accused for years for making it about myself. How's he a rising force? If you're talking about Callum Smith, Anthony Joshua's rising force boxers, yeah, they're the fighters, but not a trainer, for God's sake. Steve Maylett's a rising force, Gary Lockett's a rising force. They're trainers that are dealing with kids from scratch all the way through. Graham Everett with the Walshers, do you understand? So what I think they're desperately trying to have him as the pin-up boy of British boxing, the one direction, do you understand? And listen, he needs to just pipe down, go away and learn his craft and crack on with it.
From a media point of view and a fan's point of view, the little subplots like this are great, Joe, you know what I mean? Because it just adds to the whole fight week experience. Nothing better than seeing two trainers sort of nitpicking at each other a bit.
Yeah, but listen, I never disrespected him, Carl or Shane, Barry, on the build-up. Then I see sly interviews on Sports View with yourselves, Quigg, and I'm like, hang on a minute, you're digging me out? So it's like, right, that's enough now, I've had enough of it. You can start having a few back, give it back, and they're all saying disrespecting his dad. I've never disrespected Barry, never. So he's a great fighter, done fantastic things in troubled times. Utmost respect for him. He calls me the enemy. All right, he's done interviews, calls me idiot. So it's like, well, hang on a minute. You're a promoter now, and you're coming against my kid, so you all can give it, but you've got to take it a little bit, and if you don't like it, don't say it. So I've got a present for Shane at the press conference, because he keeps throwing his toys out of the pram about Sky's editing and all stuff like that. It's like, oh my God, do you know what I mean? It's just, listen, never disrespected them. They're here fight week, and we can't wait to expose them all. And listen, I'm glad they've come to Manchester, and same thing will happen, like I say, they've got to leave here, the tail between the legs.
Credit to both men for taking this fight.
Yeah.
It really is a fight that we all are interested to see the outcome of.
Definitely, I've said, been asked many times, say, what happens to the loser? No one's a loser in this fight. They're both kids, fair play, good credit to them. They decided to put it on the line, give what the British fans want, this rivalry, and settle who's the best. There's plenty of rivalries over the years that never happened. There was a light middleweight division that time for years that didn't happen. Ricky Hatton, Junior Witter didn't happen. Froch Calzaghe, although the one was ending and one was coming through. But there's rivalries that's never happened. So fair play to him. The loser, what? He lost to another world champion. Well, there's a shame in that. They're both willing to put it on the line. So fair play and credit to both kids.
Listen, Joe Gallagher, I can't thank you enough for giving me some of your time today. It's great to get you on the channel, sir, and we look forward to catching you up at the press conference. Thank you.
No problem, James. Enjoy Manchester and enjoy Saturday night.